to be that depressed about a loss. The emotion that she's having right now, that's emotion that you have when you lose a championship. But they didn't lose a championship. So it's only one other thing. It's the coach. I knew something was up, y'all. I played basketball all my life. I played point guard. There was something off about Miss Caitlin when I was watching that Aces game. And I couldn't put my finger on it. It just seemed like Miss Caitlin, she was definitely unmotivated. She looked defeated the whole game. She didn't look like she was having fun. And that is always because of the coach.
Past few games. And if you're a fan of Caitlin Clark, you know that this is so unlike her. She is arguably the best shooter in the WNBA, and she is having a significant cold streak over the past 2 games. But her missing shots isn't actually what bothers me. The thing that bothered me most in the game yesterday was the one shot that she passed up. Now, she had been missing a few shots, and if you guys were on my live stream, I said the thing that she needs to do is to continue shooting. Shooters shoot. The only way to break a cold streak is to continue shooting.
There's a storm brewing in the WNBA, and at the center of it is the league's brightest star, Caitlin Clark. But behind the sold-out arenas, viral highlights, and million-dollar sponsorships, something is deeply wrong. And if things don't change soon, we may be watching a generational talent spiral out of the game she was supposed to save. So buckle in, because this isn't just about basketball anymore. This is about why Caitlin Clark might have to quit the WNBA to save herself. Let's start at the heart of the problem, Indiana.
And of Caitlin's demon time and, her getting all riled up and pumping up the crowd. I don't think she's a fan of that shit. Some coaches, they don't like that shit. For example, when Allen Iverson came into the league, him and Larry Brown did not get along because Larry Brown used to tell him to tone it down and not be himself and stuff like that. So I think that's what's going on with this team right now. Because when I was watching that game, man, it just did not feel right. Like, she just looked like she was just so sad about playing. It felt like she was being forced to play a certain type of way.
When the Indiana Fever landed Caitlin Clark, it should have been the beginning of a dynasty. But instead of unlocking her full potential, the organization appears to be dimming her light. The offensive system head coach Stephanie White has implemented has been described as a motion offense, but it looks more like organized chaos, and not the good kind. Instead of letting Clark run the show as the on-ball playmaker she was born to be, the offense often uses her as a decoy, a pawn in a slow, grinding system that goes against every instinct in her game. You wouldn't believe what happened next.
He needs to take care of Caitlin, not for special treatment purposes, but that's who everybody's there to see. Everybody wants to see Caitlin Clark play. And if you let other teams and other people beat the shit out of her, she's going to spend 2 weeks out injured. And your attendance is going to drop because people aren't going to get the chance to see her. And if you actually want to be paid the same as the NBA players, obviously not by actual dollar for dollar, but for revenue percentage, you need to protect her. You need her to be playing at her best and not be having the
to the Indiana Fever's problems. Hear me out, hear me out, hear me out. This is what we got to do. We got to put Caitlin Clark off ball. We need to run a motion offense, so when the defense takes away what Caitlin Clark does best, we have other players that can still perform, so when she does have bad games, we're not completely dead in the water. I think that is the best way to move forward with this Indiana Fever team.
After a frustrating loss, Clark gave a carefully worded response in a post-game interview. "I thought we could have played a little faster. That's on me," she said. But everyone watching knew that wasn't an apology. That was a cry for help, a subtle jab at the very system she's been forced to operate in. It was the first public sign that all is not well in Indiana. But the pain isn't just tactical, it's physical. Night after night, Caitlin Clark steps onto the court and gets hammered. Illegal screens, full-body bumps, and shoulder checks that wouldn't be allowed in the NFL. And yet, the refs stay silent. If she breathes too close to a defender, technical foul. But if she gets elbowed in the face, play on. It's not just tough defense anymore, it's targeted aggression, and it's taking a toll. The league's failure to protect her isn't just baffling, it's criminal. And guess what? It's working. Caitlin's stats are suffering.
Any professional athlete or any ball player is not having fun on the field, Because this is the game they love. They've been loving this since they was a kid. Because the only reason the player is not having a good time playing the game that they love is because the coach is trying to put shackles on them, trying to control them too much. With a player like Caitlin, you gotta let them loose. This is something that Steve Kerr had to realize when he was dealing with Steph. Steph was shooting all them logo threes. He was shooting all the shots early in the shot clock. Steve Kerr would shake his head. He'd be like, oh, what are you doing? But after a while, he had to let this player do his thing. Bro, that was the first time I ever seen Caitlin Clark walk the ball down the court. And I'm not...
Times we could have played a little bit faster, and I think that's on me, like, not conceding in that. We still got to play up tempo. We still got to play fast. But, I mean, I thought for the most part we did a lot of stuff that coach wanted us to do, and, you know... that wasn't why we lost.
I can't hold you, man. That kind of looked like she let that slip out, man. I don't know. But, I mean, we all see it. When they play slow, it's just not a good team, man. They're not as good as we see that they could be, right? So they need to play fast, man. I think, you know, they don't necessarily look that good when they're playing half-court ball. Maybe taking something from the Valkyries, man. The Valkyries run, all right? They be running.
Damn. I be damned. 7 for 20 from the field, 1 for 10 from the three-point line. And look at those turnovers, 8 turnovers. She leads the league in turnovers. But guess what? Her Clarkies are only going to be impressed, and they're going to brag about the 19 points and 10 assists. Me personally, I'm all about efficiency. I'm concerned about those last 3, them turnovers, which she leads the league in turnovers. She is shooting horrible from the field. And as far as them three-pointers, in the last 2 games, she's only made 1 3-pointer, and that's the one against the Aces.
Over the last few games, she's shooting poorly, racking up turnovers, and, most alarming of all, passing up shots. That joy, that infectious confidence we've come to associate with her, it's disappearing. What we're watching isn't just a cold streak, it's the systematic breakdown of a superstar's game. And that should terrify every WNBA fan. But let's look deeper, because the locker room vibes are even worse. What should be a team buzzing with youthful energy looks emotionally bankrupt. The players are confused. The system is undefined. Clark, once the fearless leader of her college team, now looks like she's dragging emotional chains up and down the court. Observers say it's not just physical exhaustion, it's spiritual burnout. Still think it's just a slump? Think again. Clark isn't just dealing with bad plays or a tough schedule. She's dealing with professional jealousy, on-court
and that
taunts,
relationship has just
elbows,
taken a big
players
turn.
celebrating when she misses more than when they score. And most shockingly, criticism from respected figures like UConn's Gino Auriemma, whose public remarks felt more like personal attacks than constructive commentary.
The delusional fan base disrespected the WNBA players by saying she's going to go in that league and tear it apart. These people are so disrespectful and so unknowledgeable and so stupid. And Diana said it best. This kid's in for a rude awakening. This kid's on the wrong team. She's got the wrong skill set to handle the physicality of that league. She's just not built for the physicality of this league.
The message is clear. You're not welcome here. But here's the darkest part of all. The WNBA is profiting from her pain. Clark's face is on every commercial. Her name sells out every arena. The league uses her to promote its biggest games. But when it comes time to protect her, silence. No fines, no suspensions, no support. It's a brutal truth. The WNBA is selling drama over development, controversy over care. They've turned Clark's struggle into content. Her pain is now a product. And that's a betrayal that cuts deeper than any foul. So what now?
And this game was disappointing for many fans, not only for the fact that it seemed like the Fever had this one in the bag, but they kind of gave it away at the end of the game, but also because it seemed like there was something off with this Fever team. They didn't have the same energy and spark that we all know and love. So many fans are asking, what is going on?
Caitlin Clark is facing a decision no player should ever have to make. Stay in a league that's breaking her spirit, or walk away to save what's left of it. Because let's be honest, this isn't what she signed up for. She didn't come to the WNBA to play off-ball decoy, to get body checked into the second row, or to be micromanaged by a coach who doesn't understand her brilliance.
But the WNBA last year, bless their hearts, finally got a star.
And they didn't know that. They couldn't figure it out. Well, we don't want to put too much Caitlin Clark on. Nope, every game. More Caitlin Clark all the time, always. Caitlin Clark is easily the most influential athlete in a team sport since Michael Jordan.
She came to elevate the game, but the game is trying to grind her down. And here's where it gets real. Steph Curry had Steve Kerr, someone who said, you know what? Let Steph be Steph. Allen Iverson had Larry Brown, a coach who tried to box him in. Their relationship was a battle of wills, and it stunted what could have been even greater. Right now, Stephanie White is at the same crossroads. And so is Clark. Does she stay and hope things change? Or does she go and force change from the outside? Because make no mistake, her legacy is on the line. We're not watching a superstar rise. We're watching a generational talent get buried under bad whistles, tactical confusion, and organizational neglect. If she walks away, it won't be because she couldn't handle the WNBA. It'll be because the WNBA couldn't handle her. And if that day comes, it won't be an act of quitting. It'll be an act of survival. Let us know what you think. Should Caitlin Clark stay and fight, or walk away before it's too late? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget, subscribe to She Can Hoop 2 for more real talk, deep dives, and unfiltered WNBA breakdowns every week. Because if they won't protect the stars, we will.